Yo, what's going on? This is Sawk here, and today bringing you guys my IBA Week 3 game against Coach A and his Melbourne Stormthrows. If you guys do not care to see this team builder portion, be sure to look on the right side of the screen. A timestamp will show. Click to that timestamp on the video, and you guys will be taken right to the battle. For the rest of you, let's get right into this. Coach A, I'm not going to mispronounce his name. I swear to God I probably will, though. Has a team consisting of Mew, Celesteela, Sylveon, Serperior, Mega Charizard X, Alolan Persian, Garbodor, Steelix, Keldeo, Kamala, and Electabuzz, with Mew and Alolan Persian being their Z users. So, looking at this, I knew I wanted to bring a couple sets that I had in mind. A couple things did well in this matchup, a couple things didn't do well, but oddly enough, this game is going up the week after PCL does. However, I played this game the day after I played my PCL game, and I played next week's game the day after I played this game. So I had 3 Wi-Fi League games in the span of about, we're going to say just under 48 or so hours. And now I don't have any Wi-Fi games for probably at the time of me recording this, which is the day before it goes up, because I'm really good at life. I'll probably record a video for that later. But anyway, yeah. Let's get into that. So, here we have Starmie with the Life Orb, Analytic, Thunderbolt, Surf, Signal Beam, and Psyshock. The speed is to outspeed the Keldeo, max speed Keldeo, and then hit it with a Psyshock or Thunderbolt, depending on what I'm bringing. Life Orb's just to hit hard, and Analytic is Analytic and hits hella hard. Next up here, we do have Steelium Z Como-O with Clinging Scales, Iron Head, Close Combat, and Autotomize. Now, this Como-O has a chance to win late game if I can get some damage off on the right things. A Steelium Z Iron Head with Max Attack Adamant does about, I want to say 90% to Sylveon if it's Fizz Def. If it's not Fizz Def and just Max HP, is gone. Clinging Scales at neutral actually OHKOs Mega Charizard X without any special attack investment as long as I'm base neutral. And Close Combat is just a nice stab to hit the rest of his team. And Autotomize to set my speed up, because if he brings something weird, I can still get my speed up if I get hit with some like reducing move for my speed or whatever it is. But yeah, that's Como this week. Next up here we do have Zoroark, the Donger. The hidden Donger is the deadliest with the Scarf. Illusion ability, of course, with Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, Shadow Ball, and U-Turn. The kind of idea is to mask this as another Pokemon you'll see later. However, I can, based on what move I'm clicking, I can make it look like another Pokemon, depending on what I'm using it from, besides the move Flamethrower. Because 2 moves, I can mask it as 2 Pokemon, and the top one I have to mask it as a separate one. But I'll get into that later. So, this speed is to make sure I outspeed non-timid speed Mew. So this outspeeds a modest Mew. Because if he runs timid, he loses a lot of firepower against my team, and I don't think timid makes that much sense against my team because of my ability to run Starmie and a couple other faster Pokemon. Next up here, we do have Gligar, the Eviolite, the Cute Boy, Roost, Earthquake, Toxic, and Stealth Rock. This is my dedicated Charizard X switch in. With this amount of bulk, I am able to take 2+1 Flare Blitzes. I can Roost it off and be fine. Immunity is really nice, and I can Toxic wear it down as well, with Rocks and EQ being the last 2 moves, Rocks being a filler move, and Earthquake just to get damage off on the Charizard X, so I'm not taunt bait. Next up here, I do have Decidueye, the Sawk making its team debut with Roost, Leaf Blade, Brave Bird, and U-Turn. As you guys can see, U-Turn is something I can mask it as the Zoroark, and Shadow Ball I could mask it as a Zoroark as well, because Special Decidueye is kind of a thing, but I won't get into that now. This is my best answer to Serperior, my best answer to Keldeo, and it also helps a little bit versus Sylveon as well. Roost and Leaf Blade are there strictly for the... Leaf Blade is there for the Keldeo, and Brave Bird is there for the Serperior. U-Turn's just for momentum, and Roost is for longevity. This spread lets me take, 2+4 Hidden Power Fires from a Serperior. If it gets to +6, then we're in an issue. But Brave Bird almost OHKOs it back with the 90 attack. I would need more attack in order for it to OHKO, but I didn't want to risk that for the bulk. But yeah, that is the situation of this game, Sawk. And last but certainly not least, I have Assault Vest Meloetta this week. Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Hyper Voice, and Psychic. Shadow Ball is something else, so I can disguise it as the Donger. So, and Dark Pulse could also come from this if I really wanted to, maybe if I'm catching off guard. But Assault Vest Meloetta has a lot of nice merit this week, as it does help me check Mew, it helps me check Offensive Sylveon, and a special attacking Electabuzz. It also helps me stop from Celesteal setting up and win. This is a really nice check because it hits most of his team for super effective damage, besides Charizard X, and I believe so it hits the Celesteal super effectively with Thunderbolt, hits Mew super effectively with Shadow Ball. Sylveon, it does not get hit super effectively by. Serperior, does not get hit super effective. Mega Charizard X does nothing. Alolan Persian, nothing. Raboter, I click Psychic. Steelix, I click Shadow Ball or Hyper Voice. Keldeo, I click Psychic or Thunderbolt. Kamala, I click Psychic. And then Electabuzz, I click Psychic as well. So it's just a lot of spam with stab moves in the last 2 slots. But Thunderbolt and Shadow Ball are mainly for the top 2 Pokemon, Celesteal and Mew. But yeah, that is Marta the Melwood this week. So just a quick go over Life Orb off offensive Starmie, Steelium Z, Como-O, Autotomize, Scarf Zoroark, physically defensive Gligar, specially defensive Decidueye, and an Assault Vest Meloetta. With that, let's get right into the game. I'll see you guys here in a minute. And we are back for the game against Mabel, as we're going to call him for this game. Hopefully this game is not haxy. Hopefully everything works kind of in my favor, and hopefully I can go 3-0 for the first time in my career. I started out 2-0 once before this in a showdown league that wasn't that great. However, I've never been 3-0, so hopefully I can move to 3-0. If I do go to 2-1, it's not that bad. But anyway, let's get right into the game. So have fun, Mabel, and the Melbourne Storm throws. Let's see how this game plays out. So we are going to get challenged by Pokemon Trainer Mabel and the Melbourne Storm throws. I am going to send out my Starmie, which is my lead of choice this week, because look at his team and look at Starmie. Starmie comes in, clicks a super effective button. Because the Charizard's not Mega Evolved yet, Thunderbolt's pretty free on this. However, this is a Mew, so knowing that I do have enough speed to outspeed this Mew, I am going to click my Signal Beam. Now he does click U-turn here, so this reveals to me that it's more than likely a Scarfed Mew. So I need to keep this in mind because this Mew probably has enough speed to outspeed a +1 Como-O after a Dragon Dance. So I need to make sure I keep this Mew under about 75%ish. However, with my Signal Beam clicked, a Alolan Persian does come in, and because this is an analytic boosted Life Orb Starmie, that thing drops. There's no way it lives. Reverse Tank will drop here, so Starmie will get the kill, and it's looking really good right away. However, Grapple Beam will come on in here, which is the Electabuzz, and I don't know what this thing's going to want to do, so I'm going to swap right out into my Marte, which is my Meloetta, thinking, alright, I don't know what you're going to do here. He does click Discharge with my Assault Vest. I will take this pretty well. Hopefully there's no Paralyzation, which there isn't, thankfully. He is going to click Volt Switch, which reveals he is not a choiced item. So they are going to go back to Mabel, and they are going to go right into Power Bomb, which is the Sylveon. Now, I did click Hyper Voice here, so this does reveal to me what kind of set it would be, and that is near max HP with a little bit of with not fully Spit Def. So it's max HP, probably Fizz Def for the Como. I'm going to click Psyche here just to gauge more damage, just to double check on everything. And yep, because of Sylveon's great bulk overall, it doesn't do that a whole hell of a much. However, the Moonblast will not do a lot either because of my Assault Vest. So that Leftovers is going to power on here, as I am just going to click Hyper Voice again, as Hyper Voice will come on out from that Meloetta and do some nice clean damage, as Power Bomb is going to use Wish here, just getting some HP back up, and this is kind of the theme of Sylveon. Wish, Moonblast, because if they ran Hyper Voice, Como-O Soundproof would be able to get rid of it. So I am going to swap up my Marta out into my Sawk, which is my Decidueye here, and I will be able to take on whatever this wants to do, as it does go for that Moonblast here, as I drop from 185 to about 130, which reveals no special attack investment whatsoever, as that Wish will bring it up to almost full. We're going to say about 93, 94%-ish. I'm going to get a little bit of Leftovers back, as I will be sitting nice and pretty, as I'm going to want to get some damage off as much as I can, because there's no Superior, there's no Keldeo, Sawk kind of dead weight this game. So I just want to get as much damage off as I can, as that Leaf Blade does some nice damage, as he is going to Baton Pass out. So he's going to Baton Pass out into his Shine Spark, which is his Zard X. So I'm going to get my Leftovers back and get a decent amount of HP here, as this is going to Mega Evolve, go through this cool Mega Evolution Charizard X is such a kind of a cool Pokemon. I kind of want to draft it sometime. I've never been able to use it. It's such a cool Pokemon, though. They are going to click Dragon Claw, and because my Decidueye has some bulk, it is going to tank it just barely. I'm going to click U-turn and get some chip damage off to reveal that it is a slightly bulky Zardex. It's not no bulk, but it's not max bulk. It's somewhere in between. It has a decent amount of HP. I'm going to go into my designated switch, which is my Gligar here, as I am just going to click Toxic, as he's going to swap out his Zardex and go right into Gravity, which is their Celesteela. Because Celesteela is a poison type, it does not affect it. So now Gligar's just kind of here, and I cannot have this thing staying in. I have to keep this thing as healthy as possible. I'm just going to go into my Mellow here and start clicking Thunderbolt, as they will click Hidden Power. So Hidden Power Ice will come on out, as Heavy Slam will now come on out, and I don't know how this outspeeds my Meloetta, so I'm thinking maybe it's like, I don't know, like boosted, like Scarf maybe, but then that damage tells me it's not like bulky to the point, as Heavy Slam will come in and knock out my Meloetta here, unfortunately. So we're going to see Meloetta drop, as the Beast Boost will come on out, and it will get the Special Defense Boost. And this threw me for a loop. I wasn't sure what kind of set it was. I didn't know if it was like an Assault Vest, because I had no speed on my Meloetta, so it ran enough to outspeed it, and then like had a lot of Spadef, or like an Assault Vest. I really wasn't sure. But because of the +1 Spadef, and Starmie not doing a whole hell of a lot with the Life Orb Thunderbolt, this Earthquake will do enough to the point where my next Life Orb hit will take me out, but I'm just going to click Thunderbolt. He does not have a Ground type on his team, and no Motor Drive, Motor Drive Pokemon that absorbs Electric. I am just going to let Starmie drop here to get some last ditch effort damage off, as Osmandius now will come on in. Now this is actually my Zoroark, so I'll let this animation play on out here. So when I looked at this, I'm like, alright, so Zoroark's U-turn does about 6%. And I was thinking, alright, is this 6%? Is this 6%? And for the life of me, my DS is pretty small. So like it's hard for me to tell like what exactly percentages are versus when I have them on my computer in front of me, because I don't have a capture card. So I was thinking, alright, if I click U-turn here, what's my play? I can go into Decidueye, sack that off, and get some damage off, sub with Como, and maybe win. But because that is a Scarf Mew, I do need some prior damage off on it, and it's not looking good for how this game is playing out. I'm just going to click U-turn here and try to get some damage off. Hopefully it kills and gets rid of the Celesteela, because I need this gone. It does not even do that. So it's very defensive, and this Celesteela is just throwing me for a loop. As Decidueye will come on, Sawk Hanzo, as Heavy Slam will come on out, and this freaking Celesteela got 3 kills against my team, and it's not looking good against me. Well, 2 kills, really. Osmandius here will come on out. This is actually my Como, as I'm going to try to set up once, as I'm just going to click Autotomize here, and this is the crucial turn. I do get my Autotomize off, which is really, really, really nice. However, Heavy Slam will come on out. It will hit, and that's a crit. Let's jump it back a frame or two. That's a crit. So if you look, I'm at 53 health. I'll let it play out for just a second. So you can see right here, I believe, I'm at 53 HP. Because of this crit, I am now put into range to the point where I can't, I would have been able to take better care of something. So because Osmandius is so low, because of the critical hit on that, I can no longer take a Hidden Power Ice from this. So now I'm forced to kill this thing instead of being able to, who knows what I would do. I do click my Iron Head here, as I will get rid of the Celesteela finally. A Celesteela will drop and Como will pick up a kill. However, though, because Crystal Flash can come on in so safely, and because I'm at such a low amount of HP, and this is my way of winning, I had to get this around 70 HP, 70% or less in order for Z Iron Head to kill, because I could throw that Z Iron Head off, the other Iron Heads off on the other Pokemon, and I could sweep through his team. So I'm going to go into my Zoroark here, trying to make him think that Gligar is coming out, as Earth Power will come out, and because It's a Zoroark. It will hit, looking like a Gligar though. So Zoroark will come on in, and I'm going to click Dark Pulse here. This is now at the range where I can easily, I don't have to waste my Z move on it. I can save it now for Sylveon. However, that Earth Power will knock me out here, so unfortunately, Donger will go down, and I'm going to go into my Gligar here. So now my play is to Toxic whatever wants to come on in. Because if I can get a Toxic off on the Sylveon, if I can get a Toxic off on the Electabuzz, it'll be really nice for me because I can start wearing that down, wearing that down, wearing that down. So Grapple Beam comes on in here, which is the Electabuzz. I'm going to Toxic that, and this is beautiful because I can start wearing this down even more. And if this doesn't have HP Ice and it has like Discharge, I can set up on this thing and I can win. So Toxic will take a little bit of chip damage, however it will start accruing after I click Earthquake. He has Hidden Power Ice though, and that's a crit as well. So I am going to click Earthquake here. Because of the crit, I literally get to sack this now for free. However, because of that damage, I now can go into Como. I can set up on this and try to win, hopefully. So they will use Hidden Power Ice again, and they will knock out my Gligar. And to put Salt on the Wound, it's another crit. That's 4 crits against me so far. As the Toxic will wear it down to the point where it lives barely. So Osmandius will now come on out here as the final part will ensue. And because it's faster than my Como at base, its Hidden Power Ice will kill. And of course, it's a crit, because why wouldn't it be this week? As Como will fall, and we will fall to 2-1, -2. So GG, I guess, to Mabel. Yeah, if you would call that a good game, quote unquote. It was a game. And I got crit, of course. So Hacks finally came to bite me in the butt after me barely winning week 1 and missing 4 or 5 Stone Hedges. Week 2, paralyzing the Rosie and then gearing it down. And then this week was me getting crit. I know it gets said a lot, but if Como wasn't crit, I was out of a range of a non-modest HP Ice from Electabuzz. I could have set up on that, Toxic would have worn it down, and I could have Z-moved the Sylveon, Z-Iron-Headed it, and killed that thing. Mew was at a point where because I'm +2, I can click my Iron Head on that and it'll kill. And then Charizard's at a point, because it's at just not at full, even if it has a little bit of bulk, I can still OHKO with Clinging Scales. So because of the Heavy Slam crit onto my Como-O, I was in range of that HP Ice from the Electabuzz. I don't remember exactly the Electabuzz set, but I remember calculating it and realizing that, okay, if he's not modest, I was out of range if I was above half HP. So that kind of sucks a lot, because I literally would have won the game if Como didn't get crit. But I may have played different with the without the crit. Yada yada yada. Theorymons will be Theorymons. I lost. With that, everyone be sure to check out Coach A, aka Mabel, as you guys are seeing on the screen. They will be linked down below. They make some good content. I always check out my opponents the week before, just kind of see what they brought, and their commentary was very interesting. I'll just put it that way. But yeah, with that, I'm going to get on out of here today, guys. Also, I'm now in the Aussie division, I guess. So Melbourne Storm Throws is a reference to an Aussie NRL team. Shoutouts to the boy Hoochmonger for enlightening me on the Storm. But yeah, I'm now in the Aussie division, so I get to play against Aussies 3 more times. And with my schedule where I close Friday, close Saturday, and work all day Sunday, it's going to be fun. Scheduling in this league is an absolute nightmare, but I've complained about that enough. I've complained about everything enough. It is currently 12:11, the day of this being uploaded. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I'm going to speed edit this and hopefully get it up in time for you guys. Peace out, Scouts.